Alright. I am gay. Okay, you guys did quite well. It took me about 27 years to be okay to say that, so good job. I am black. Yay! Yay! Okay, so my name's Brennan. I'm from Los Angeles, and in a world in America, where everyone fits very neatly into boxes, being a queer and a mixed individual has been kind of a rough life. When you're mixed, you don't really know, like, am I really white, or am I really Filipino, or am I really black? Where do I fit? So you kind of go through life trying to figure out. So I wrote this poem. I came out with it about a year ago. It's been a crazy experience, and I wrote this poem. It's my first time performing it. It's called I Was Not Born in a Box. I was not born in a box. I was born with galaxies gleaming in my eyes. I was conceived in the bosom of infinity, emerging covered in the bloody crimson of contradiction, excitement and fear, love and pain, a mother pushing with the might of 1,000 lives to deliver this one, and a father clenched like capillaries, laid deep into the flesh of a beating hand, a man like my father, in a backless gown with tears in his eyes. Soiled in love and painted in pain, a macrocosm all but contained, and I was wiped clean, sterilized of my inborn freedom, clipped of my ancient wings of choice, and tethered to this receptacle of designation. With the signing of a pen, caverns were etched into my essences. I was grated down to little pieces strewn out like parts on an endless assembly line, and placed into perfectly curated little boxes, complete with giant labels and overly simplified instruction manuals, the kind that are easy to read but difficult to follow. The rhythm that swirled in my blood, the dance that creaked in my limbs, concealed, bounded by the plastic twist ties of expectations and insecurities, and placed on a never-ending shelf of others. Figurines, caricatures, colors and characteristics distant but reminiscent of my own, and while the earth was free to dance around the sun, I was contained. But in these chains, an awareness always whispered in the back of my mind that I must not have been born this way. From the moment I emerged an untamed seeker, my fingers tingled with the tactile for self-discovery. But the pen was stolen from my little brown hands centuries before I was even a thought. Before I could even spell my own name, this story was predicted through a microscope of normalcy. How to think, how to speak, how to behave, what to wear, cultured in a petri dish. A spoon-fed sickness that even infected this imagination, pirating the soaring vessel that once flew through clouds of aspiration so it could ship this carefully curated cargo. Beneath the illusion of freedom, choice, and independence, you told me how to be me. Boy, man, tough, strong, a hardened figure, not of flesh but of stone, that there is no room for emotions, to ball up these fists and beat down myself the way I was beat and bullied for being too girly, too soft, not straight enough, not hard enough. You colonized my colors, bleaching me in ambiguity, forcing me to inject myself with toxic masculinity because, let's be honest, if it looks like a dick, talks like a dick, and walks like a dick, it definitely ain't a fucking pussy. And no matter how much I rake my brain, turning over these instruction manuals and storms of thoughts and emotions, I couldn't escape the feeling that maybe these manuals were never meant for me. That these steps were nothing but the oversimplification of my complicatedly unique existence, spelled out for someone who I am not and never can be. Or maybe that I am broken. Somehow I must have been manufactured wrong, but no matter how broken I feel, there is no receipt for my return. Don't you know the feeling of not fitting in? You, yes, all of you. Mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, friends, and enemies. purveyors of packages, curators of boxes. Look how we uphold this assembly line. See how we label our loved ones, recreating our own restrictions on others, telling our children what it means to be them instead of asking them who they are for a change. See how we have packaged ourselves, limited our unlimitedness, boxed in our minds to think and behave as these instructions would have us, frantically trying in utter desperation to fit all parts of ourselves into boxes made for toys. Because to fail means to face yourself. Without the filter of simplicity, the ease of generalization, but the dust of society's empty promises and broken truths, beneath which lies the realization that you might actually just be you, and your instructions are waiting to be written. And when you cast aside your rose-colored glasses and let your truth creep between the cracks of this thing called normal, you can uncover your eyes, untuck your wings, unbind your limbs, and dance and sing and soar as nobody but yourself. Let your scars become your colors. Let imperfections fly through your unkempt hair as they toss insecurities to the wind. Shout your story from the top of your lungs because your unique existence matters. Because you were not born in a box. You were just placed in one. I will never fit into your boxes. I am a mess. A beautiful fucking mess. I am a living, breathing contradiction. I am both nothing yet everything like you. I am like the earth, beautiful and dangerous, inspiring and treacherous, grand and insignificant, hurling through existence at the speed of light. I am the light that kisses the frozen earth after a long dark night. The cold breeze who finds his way across your cheek in the weltering heat of the desert. I am the promise of life that playfully clings to the heels of death. I am the tendrils of green that always seem to find their way to the sun, regardless of how thick we lay the pavement. I am mixed, I am queer, I am imperfect, and I am free. I cannot be contained. So today I say, hello world, I am. Hello stranger, you are too. Now tell me, what is it like to be you?